everybody. Hi, Candace. Thank you for waiting.
Hello, everyone.
So it was my fault, and I thought it was Candace's fault. I'm like waiting for her. I'm like, okay, Candace, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. But I didn't add her to the stream, and she was just sitting there. You guys don't know. I don't think you know what the layout. Maybe some of you do if you've been on panel, but I have to actually add her to the stream. And so she was talking that whole time, like, yeah, I'm here, but I couldn't hear that like she was talking to me since didn't add her. So for like 10 minutes, we were going back and forth, but we figured it out. So we're here now. So thank you. Saying yes. All is laughing at me like always, but we always have to start it out wrong to have a good live, right? Right.
Hey, whatever works.
All right, let me see who's here. Delana. Hi, Delana. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Ava. Jenna. Kay Brace. Good to see you. Joe. Hello. Cheers. Edward. NorCal Jim. Hello.
You said I would have
Ellie.
blamed her.
Oh, I was. Oh, Nora's grandma. Hello. I want to talk to you and hear all about the class. And I think it's your birthday, but I'm not sure. So let me know
I
if it's
think
your
it may
birthday.
be.
What?
I think Brittany was singing a bunch of birthday tunes when I went in.
Yeah. So Nora, let me know, or Nora's grandma, let me know if it's your birthday. We'll be hello. Let me see who else we have. Do you see anyone? I know I'm probably missing someone.
Hi, Brittany.
Wolfie, hello. Brittany, hello. Okay, I think I have
Melissa,
everyone.
hello.
What was that?
Melissa, did you get
Oh,
her?
I think I have everyone. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. And yeah, let me know if it is your birthday. Oh, it is
I
Nora's
did.
birthday.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so maybe at the end of I know Brittany she was brave enough to sing. I don't know if I'm brave enough. I'll see. Are you brave enough, Candace?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, so let's go through this live. I don't want to start it as a disaster, so I'll have it at the end. So if I have to clip it, I could just clip the end. So yeah,
You may drop a few subscribers if we sing.
right? Oh my God, people will just leave right away. But hello, the citizen, and Jennifer, hello. And so, who is familiar with this case? It is a horrible case. Candace, you are you familiar with this case? The case of Matthew Coleman out of Santa Barbara.
Just a little of what you sent.
Okay, so if you're familiar with the case, can you put a 1? And if you have not heard of the case, put a 2. If you know a little bit about it, can you put a 3? Okay, so I'm seeing ones, a lot of ones.
Well, now we
I'm
got some
seeing
twos.
twos. All right, so we have a mixture. NorCal Jim knows a little bit about it. That's good. I'm happy that we don't have that many people that know about it. So I never know how to plan things for this. It's just really bad because then I end up like panicking beforehand. So, but I have a bunch of stuff to show. I have a bunch of articles to read. I have the criminal complaint that I want to read, but that's 10 pages. I have a bunch of different videos also that I want to show. So let me know if you want me first to show a video, but it's gonna explain the story, or if you want me to go into the backstory first and then show a video. Um, Let me know kind of how you want to do it. And then I'm also going to show home videos of the family. I'm going to show posts that he's made. His social media has now been taken down. I'll also show you some of the stuff from I'll just say the names. It's AC, but it's Abby Coleman, because you'll be seeing her name pop up a lot. That's his wife. So let me know kind of how you want me, if you want me to start with a video that kind of explains the story, and then I can go into more details about it. Or if you just want me to start just going into all of it right now. But then it's a lot of reading, which I'm gonna do anyways. But just let me know kind of if you want a video first or an essay. Edward said backstory. Melissa says, AA, Delana. What do you want, Candace? Short summary, then get into it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we do a short summary and then just jump right in.
You're so helpful, Austin. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so a short summary then. Let me think how to short summarize this. Well, it's the case, like I said, of Matthew Coleman. So he was a California surf teacher. He has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He ended up leaving with his 2 children on August 7th. He was planning on going on a camping trip with his wife, but he left unexpectedly, and he did not take the car seat. He did end up killing his 2 young children, Kaleo, 2 years old, and Roxy, 10-month-old. And his motive for it was that he believed his daughter and son had reptilian DNA passed down from his wife and mother, Abby Coleman. So that's like a short summary in it. I'm definitely going to go into more about the details of what he did, what's going on with him now. I agree, Edward. Yeah, and what he did to them is awful. It does remind me a little bit, though, of like when you see the pictures of the family, it kind of is like Chris Watts's family, if you guys are familiar with that, or if you look at Lindsay Clancy's family, because it's like a beautiful family. You'd think that, not that it would be different if it was something else, but it looks like picture perfect. They owned a surf school called Love Water Surf. I'll pull that up so you guys could see the surf school as well. So he was teaching all these different kids in Santa Barbara surf lessons, and people like can't believe that he was teaching like their kids, and that he seemed like such a normal guy. People said that he was like down to earth, easygoing, again, like Chris Watts as well. So this was just a shock to everyone in the community. He was very religious as well. And so he has written a letter from behind bars to a friend. And he explains more of his QAnon beliefs, because this is all from stemming from, he says he's enlightened from the Illuminati and QAnon. This isn't that short of a summary. I'm sorry. And so he is expressing regret. And he wrote a 2-page handwritten letter. He says he was deceived. I deceived myself, and I know that now. The reptile DNA thing was a delusion in my own mind. I made myself believe something that wasn't there. With God's help, I'm realizing how far away I was from the truth. I shouldn't have spent so much time on these conspiracy theories and just focused on being a husband and a father. I'm sorting through it all now. There is a lot to unpack, but I have to figure out what I really believe. But I don't have access to information anymore, so I'm having to use my mind to figure things out. So he's, for the first time, kind of using his mind. That does kind of remind me, and I know I always bring up the Manson family, but when they were off the ranch and they were for the first time in bars, and they said when in jail, and they said like they were using their mind for the first time. So it kind of reminds me of that, like they're using their own mind, like they don't have any reading materials or anything like that. Do you get what I'm saying, Candace?
Yeah, I do.
So they don't have outside influence on anything.
Correct.
Hello, El Guapo. Hello, Lady V. So I do have to. There was an issue. I do have to give some wrenches back. I'll be doing that while people are in chat. So if anyone doesn't have one, don't get upset. But yeah, so that's just throwing that in there. But hello, everyone that's popping in now. Sorry, I didn't mean to highlight that one. Also, and you can laugh at me more. But what do you think of that letter that he wrote, Candace? Does that seem like when I tell you the stuff that he wrote, he was like completely out there. Like he was seeing the Matrix. He was saying he literally thought his kids were going to turn into lizard people, into monsters. So do you think he really is having clarity now in his mind, or do you think he still kind of believes what he did was the right thing, or what do you think?
He's behind bars, right?
Yes. So and I'll
Yes,
get
so
into
he
that
could be getting
more.
the mental health that he needs. He could be getting that mental health that he needs and be taking proper medicine and therapy. So he may be
Yes.
thinking clearer now.
Yeah, so they're actually even going to they're doing psychological exams on him because to see his mental capacity, because he may go for an insanity. I don't know. But it's still it's been very slow. I don't know if it's because of with COVID and everything, but everything has been very slow moving with this case. But so let me see going on with it. But so yeah, that's the letter that he wrote. But so it's good that he is finally using his mind right now. But obviously that is way too late because his two young children are now gone. Yeah, and they're so beautiful. The two little kids, Roxy and Kaleo. And it sounds familiar. Did you know the Lori Daybell case at all? Like where she thought her kids were going to turn into zombies, right?
I don't know that one.
Okay, I don't know it that well, but I think didn't she think the kids were going to turn into zombies? Thank you, Shay. And hello, by the way. Oh, Lady V is sick of me talking. She says she wants the video.
It's
Show
probably
the
because it
video.
covers everything.
Okay, so Melissa said yes, it is similar to the Valo case. Yes. So
Oh,
we're thinking your kid is going to turn into a zombie or a monster or something like that.
oh boy. Well, my kid does after a few things of sugar. They turn pretty
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, but you don't have those kind of thoughts. So let me see how
Well,
long have
no.
I been talking. Okay, so I've been talking about 15 minutes. So I will play a video and then I'll get more into the case. Candace, if you want to say hi to anyone, you are more than welcome to. And hi, Glory Dancer. I see you there. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Jenna. Hi, guys. Sorry, I was eating a candy bar and she said, go ahead and talk.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. Usually I don't have food in my mouth. I'm
All
a
right.
baby Ruth.
All right. Press 1 if you can hear it.
Girl brutally murdered. Their father confessing to authorities that he killed them, allegedly telling police he'd been enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories, and that he believed
Please
his
press
children
1.
possessed
Sorry, please.
serpent DNA. CNN's Josh Campbell has more on this tragic story, and I want to warn you, the details are disturbing.
Two small children stabbed in the heart with a spearfishing gun. Their own father allegedly leaving their bodies in a ditch in Mexico. Mexican authorities describing difficult details.
Under the bushes, they found the lifeless bodies of 2 children, 1 female, 1 male.
Authorities say 40-year-old surf instructor Matthew Taylor Coleman from Santa Barbara, California, confessed to murdering his 2-year-old son and 10-month-old daughter this week in Mexico, telling the FBI he was driven to the killings after being enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories. Police and federal agents were called in after the children were reported missing by their mother. Authorities tracking Coleman's cell phone to Mexico. Surveillance video images released by authorities show Coleman checking into a hotel with his children August 7th. Just before 3 a.m. on August 9th, he packs them up and leaves the hotel, returning hours later alone. He was stopped by border officials while returning to the United States. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers finding what appeared to be blood on the vehicle's registration paperwork, but no children. The FBI soon learned from Mexican authorities that the bodies of 2 children were found overnight, along with the murder weapon, bloody clothes, and a baby's blanket. According to the criminal complaint, Coleman allegedly told authorities he was receiving visions and signs revealing that his wife possessed serpent DNA and had passed it on to his children. Coleman also allegedly telling the FBI he was saving the world from monsters. He was arrested and charged with the foreign murder of U.S. nationals.
Just a horrific, tragic loss.
Coleman's neighbors back in Santa Barbara, stunned.
Just shocked, frankly. Immensely tragic, and having known the two kids and the family, it's just awful.
Josh, wow, what a tragic story. But this isn't the first time we've seen a suspected QAnon follower go violent. What are authorities saying about the ongoing threat posed by conspiracy theorists?
Yeah, Don, authorities and experts remain concerned about this movement. Now, there's a lot we don't know about this specific suspect. We've reached out to his attorney for comment. We have not yet heard back. Of course, there's a concern that maybe mental health may be at play here. But this case illustrating what is concerning for law enforcement officials, and that is you could have adherents to these fringe movements like QAnon that are predisposed to violence. Finally, it's worth noting, Don, that the basis of this entire movement is this notion that somehow Democrats and Hollywood celebrities are preying on children, yet we see the hypocrisy here in this case, where you have an alleged QAnon adherent, someone who said that he was enlightened by QAnon, standing charged for the murder of his own 2 children.
We'll get some perspective now from Mia Bloom, a professor at the Evidence-Based Cybersecurity Research Group at Georgia State University, author of the recent book, Pastels and Pedophiles Inside the Mind of QAnon. Mia, I was so sickened when I heard this story, and at the same time, not surprised, because this whole thing of lizard people, which is apparently, according to the FBI report, what this guy was believing his children were going to be turned into or were turning into.
Right, El Guapo?
Has been around for a while, and I've had QAnon believers tell me about it. Where does this even come from? It's been around for a long while.
So since about 1999, there's a British, I guess he's an ex-soccer player and BBC news presenter named David Icke, or Icky. He has been producing books about lizard people since 1999. He's produced about 20 books, and he's on this, sort of the talk circuit where he gives talks to these very large groups of paying customers. And
this happened on August 7th, 2021 is when he took them, and when he killed them was August 9th, 2021.
Basically, it's anti-Semitic. They talk about a cabal that is controlling things led by the Rothschild family. So a lot of what Icky has been saying for the last 20 plus years fits very well with the QAnon conspiracy.
And it's an important point. I was talking to author Daniel Silva about this recently, that this is just age-old anti-Semitic tropes. This is the blood libel, the idea of the Illuminati, the idea of the Nazis says that Jews were drinking the blood of children.
Okay, so YouTube's gonna hate me for this, just like my other Candace. You're probably freaking out being up here while this is all being discussed, right?
Not at all.
Okay. Are you really familiar with Q and like the Illuminati, or how much not do you have a lot of knowledge in that? And in chat, if you have a lot of knowledge in them, if we put a 1 if you have a lot of knowledge in it, and 2 if you don't, 3 if you kind of do. But what were you saying, Candace, that you do, or?
Yeah, I know a lot more than I probably should. It's echoing.
Well, this might put us all on a watch list tonight, so I don't know. But like I said, hopefully this video
Well, if
doesn't get
they go through our Google search anyways, we're all gonna be in trouble.
right. Oh my God, the stuff I've searched, even like at workplaces, is so bad. Okay,
How
so El
many
Guapo's,
homicides?
what was that?
I should have all these homicides I looked up. They're probably gonna think I need mental health issues.
Yeah, no, I've looked up so many different cases at work and stuff. El Guapo said he's known about Q for a long time. So I've known about the Illuminati for a long time, but Q like that, I haven't known. I guess I've been a bit like green, but I haven't really known that much about it. Just saying, yes, even at workplaces, I'm not obsessed. Um, buy one, get one. Yes. Okay. Let me keep playing. I just want to stop it so I'm not playing it fully. Sorry for the breaks.
That celebrities and Democrats and others are drinking the blood of children for, some bizarre chemical. What are they saying? You've been following, I know, QAnon channels since the news of this father murdering his children. What are they saying about it? Are they saying it's like a false flag? Or what is it?
So basically, I went through with your producer the QAnon channels, and there was only one channel that even mentioned it because they were referencing a Fox News show, and they said it's a false flag. But we have such a short memory. There have been at least a half a dozen instances of parents, mostly women, killing their children in the last 4 months alone. In Los Angeles, back just this last April, there was a woman who killed her 3 children, also claiming because she was inspired by QAnon to protect them from the global cabal.
People think that this is just something that's gone away with the man in Mar-a-Lago, but it hasn't. And the idea that, people really believe this to the point where they're, are these, I mean, clearly some of these people have issues, mental health issues before this, and this gives them a justification perhaps? Or, I mean, would they have done this without these QAnon beliefs?
I mean, one of the things that my co-author, Sofia Moskalenko, found, and she is a board-certified clinical and social psychologist, was that if the average rate of mental illness in the country is around 18%, among the people who've been arrested, associated either before January 6th or as a result of the failed insurrection, QAnon people have a 68% indication of mental health problems, which is much higher than 18%. So part of it is, are they mentally ill? And that's what attracted them to.
I thought that part was interesting just because I think that if you, hopefully no one takes offense to this, but I think if you do have mental health issues that help, like you might be more inclined to join a cult or something like that, that just because you're kind of looking for a sense of belonging and stuff, if that makes any
You're more
sense.
inclined to do a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely. But she gave that, I think she said 68% maybe.
Yeah, no biggie. That's just a little over half.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. But here, let me press play.
To QAnon, or is being part of QAnon causing this, because it's very traumatic to consume the material that QAnon keeps putting out there.
Yeah, and obviously we should point out mental illness does not lead to violence. Most people who have mental health issues, doesn't end up in violence like this sickening crime. Mia Bloom, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Not long ago, Rita Levi Montalcini celebrated her 103rd birthday, and then during the
Sorry, I had issues like I always do. But thanks for watching the ad with me. All right. So, what do you think of that video, Candace? And I'm going to play more stuff about the Illuminati and QAnon. And I also want to read the criminal complaint that really goes into details about everything.
It was just stating a lot of facts and a lot of stuff that is scary to think about if you really just the amount of stuff.
I know. And I mean, just when I go more into the details, it kind of sounds like it was a ritual that he was doing. And I don't know if that's kind of why he went to like Mexico, if but just and the weapon that he used and the way that he did it. And he left a shrine at the hotel room. And just like, yeah, and the timing that he did
Fantastic.
it. Yeah, so it's just really weird, all the things that he did. Thank you, El Guapo. Yeah,
He didn't drink their blood like they were talking about because I can't. I'm done.
He hasn't said that in the he's never said that. That hasn't been brought up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard that. But a little bit like again, like starting back at the beginning. So August 7th, 2021, that's when he left in Santa Barbara. And Abby, she called the police department to report that he took off. And again, he didn't bring the baby seat for Roxy, so he put her in a box. The police department, they tried to get a hold of him and they couldn't. And she also, like, they both couldn't. They asked if she wanted further assistance, and she said, no, don't worry about it. And she didn't want to meet in person either. This was all on the phone. And then Baja California Attorney General Office, they released a photo from a security at a hotel that showed him in Mexico. And that's the one that it showed, I think, on the clip that I played, where he has Kaleo next to him. And I think that he has, and I'll show a picture, I think that that Roxy is in his backpack, because you can't see Kaleo anywhere. But it's just chilling knowing
in his backpack.
I think so, because you can't. Let me find a picture, because you can't see the baby Roxy anywhere.
And then the other one's in a tote or a box.
Let me get no, the other one's next to him, because Kaleo's next to him. Yeah. So.
But in the backpack, I can't. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna be quiet.
Yeah, so I'll show right here. So, can you see the picture? So there's Kaleo. I think Roxy's in here. I'm pretty sure Roxy must be in here.
Well, they couldn't have just left the baby in the car?
I'm pretty sure that he had. I mean, I don't know. I think because they just.
I mean, not that I'm agreeing with either or, but I'd be in the backpack. I'm not feeling.
Well, yeah, because the baby could cry, but I think that they had said like that his car was already with in the parking at that point.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm not the only one worried about the backpack. Okay, good.
No, well. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just what I had heard. I don't know 100%. But so I mean, I don't know for sure where Roxy was. But so again, later that evening, Abby called. This is now on the 8th, because she's getting more and more worried. She's saying that he's not responding to her or the family, to nobody's text messages. She calls the Santa Barbara Police Department to meet up finally in person. And she meets up with Officer Michael Chong. And on the suggestion, he said, what about using the Find My iPhone application on the laptop to locate Matthew, and that's when it showed that he was in Rosarito, Mexico, on the coast of Baja, 30 minutes south of the Mexico border. So I don't know, would that be
Oh my
something?
God.
Yeah. So if someone from your family went missing, do you think that you would think of using that app? Like
We all have a tracking device for everybody on the phone. We can look onto my phone and I can know where my parents are, I know where my kids are. We all have little maps, so everybody knows where anybody's at any time.
Oh, that's good that you have that.
Yeah,
My
and my
family,
kids, my boys have smart watches that sends me location when they walk home from school and that. Maybe I'm a little crazy, I don't know, but
no,
I know
that's
where my
so
kids are at all
good.
times.
That's great that you have that. I'm happy that you're able to track that.
And I can turn it on. If they turn it off, I can turn it on from my phone.
I'm happy that you have that. I'm all saying, yeah. So that's debatable. So he said that they got serpent DNA from their mother, Abby. So it's one
She
thing,
would
like,
be a
we don't
monster
know.
too.
Yeah. So was he gonna kill her? That's one thought. But then that's what
Unalive,
I had
unalive.
unalive. Well, this whole video is they're gonna hate. But that's when I first heard of this story when it happened and when it first came out, I thought, okay, he was probably going to unalive her too. But there's been new texts that have come out that show that Abby was also following these beliefs about the Illuminati and QAnon, and she had sent
Oh,
she was sending text messages to him that
fantastic.
yes. So I'm not incriminating her at all, but there is a lot of speculation online about it.
If you
Um,
can't beat them, join them.
so I mean, and I'll read also a quote that the family has made. Um, so again, I don't know. You would think that if they got it from their mother, if that's what he thought, that she would be the next one in line. But I'll let you know what the text message says, which text messages say, which are very, very weird. And also she chased someone out of the house one time. Again, this isn't supposed to be like making her look terrible. This is all about what he did. But she did chase somebody out of the house one time, and she was saying like, you are one of them. So like they both were studying the Illuminati and QAnon, and I guess his beliefs were much deeper than hers though. So and he was his delusions were much more. So and she hasn't been charged with anything or anything like that. So I'm
And
sure
why not?
well, we don't know that. I mean, I'll let me finish going on with the story and see what you guys think of everything. Because, I mean, when I heard about this, I was just feeling horrible for her. I mean, but the text messages are a little bit strange.
Did the kids have abnormally long tongues? Is that why they're like? I'm still trying to figure out where the lizard people come in.
Well, that's the part of the QAnon, right?
I know. I
But
can't.
so I mean, I don't know. I guess it didn't occur to her to use that. But so they requested that they interview Matthew Coleman if he tried to re-enter the U.S. border. And he on 2:43 a.m. in the morning, they showed that he was leaving the hotel with both of his children. And law enforcement officers went to the Coleman home, but Abby wasn't there. Two of her friends were. They said Abby had left earlier that day to go to try and find Matthew. At Abby and Matthew, again, they were texting. And on August 9th at 3:12 a.m., Matthew seemed to be responding to a text sent from Abby. She wrote, "Hi, babe. I miss you too. Things have been rough, but starting to get some clarity as well. Still confused on a lot of things, though, and processing through them. So many crazy thoughts going on through my head right now. Hard to explain. Yeah, funny you're getting some clarity through my grandma's old Bibles. Wasn't there too. Anyway, was actually thinking of burning them in case there's a chip in them or something. going to keep processing through everything and hope to get some answers. Hope all this crazy ends soon. Love you. So he was thinking, so this was so they were unusually long tongues. So they were communicating while he was there. There's more text messages. That's just one of them. But so he was saying like to burn the Bibles and that there might be a chip in them.
I thought that technology didn't exist back then.
I
quit.
Well, I don't want to say, Jenna. I mean, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that she might be. It's just reading this new information is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do want. But that's all.
She could also be trying to get information. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
Play devil's advocate here. She could saying what he wants to hear so she can get information on where her kids are.
Yeah. So Kaleo and Roxy they were killed at 6:30 a.m. And Matthew returned home. I mean, returned to the hotel at 9:30 a.m. So I'm not sure what he did in those 3 hours. He checked out from at his hotel then at 9:30, and Abby was again messaging him, and at 9:24. So this is after they were already killed. She wrote him, "We are doing this together, babe. Praying for clarity over you and your mind this morning. Everything you believed and known to be true is happening right now. I'm partnering with you from Santa Barbara. Let's take back our gateway of revival for the state of California and the nation and the world. You were created to change the course of the world, history. Take care of my little giant slayer and my voice of heaven's dove. They sure are special." And this message was sent from Abby to Matthew after they were killed. What do you think about that? Hi, Clumsy Clairvoyant. So good to see you.
It's just a lot. I would love to believe that she's not involved.
Yeah, I mean, while I'm there, let me play just a little short video of them. You can see, I know I'm like going in clips. I have so many different things I want to show, just like always. But let me just show this little video I have of them. They really are a beautiful family. So let me get that. And if anyone I know El Guapo, you said you know about Q. If you want to talk about it, or if anyone else like wants to talk about Q or Illuminati, once I'm done kind of going over the case, if you want to talk about that, you're more than welcome to come up. So here, let me just play this video real quick. Hopefully the sound plays. Hold on. So this video that I'm about to show, this was the for what's it called? When you're gonna find out if it's the gender reveal for Roxy. So can you see the video?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, so this is the gender reveal for Roxy, and he has Kaleo. Hold on. Oh no, the volume. So I know that was just a little clip, but I mean, that's just showing like they look like such a oh, Dawn, so good to see you. I'm so happy you're a member. And I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. I know, Jenna, it is so sad. I mean, they just look like such a happy family. So I'll go over more with it. But yeah, that's when, I mean, she looks so excited to have for the birth of Roxy. And I want to go over the Facebook messages that he was posting, which got more and more like it. He had signs to me that he was kind of going off the deep end in my mind. I mean, looking at his Facebook post. Because and before his Facebook was deleted, those posts were deleted, and then his Facebook was deleted. So NorCal Gym, why the bathtub? Not sure what you guys are talking about, but if you're taking a bath, enjoy it. Use bubble bath, okay, or bubbles. Okay. So
Don't drop the phone in the water.
Yeah, don't do that. I've dropped the phone in the water a bunch of times. Okay, back to being serious. Okay. All right. Okay, so she sent that text message about praying and that she's partnering with him from Santa Barbara. And so Matthew's Abby's friends back in Santa Barbara were using Matthew's MacBook to help Abby continue to track his location as she drove to the border.
Jesus, El Guapo.
El
El Guapo said, "Don't drop this soap."
Oh
You just
my
took it to a whole
God.
different level.
You guys are oh my God, you guys behave. Anyways, okay, so Abby provided the friends at 1 p.m. on August 9th at port of entry at Matthew Coleman crossed into the United States with his Sprinter van, and it was impounded. I can't speak. He was interviewed by Special Agent Nathaniel Dingle. I know that's a funny name, but whatever. You guys can laugh more. And Special Agent Joyce Deans contacted her law enforcement liaison partners in Mexico and learned the children's bodies had been discovered at 7:30 that morning in Rosarito in a ditch. So he just left his precious little babies in a ditch. And both children had suffered large puncture wounds in their chest. Abby also arrived at the U.S. border on August 9th. Then at 9:30 a.m., the bloody clothing in Tijuana, that's when he discarded of the bloody clothing. And approximately 5 o'clock in the morning on August 9th, he had said to his beautiful children that it was necessary because he had been following QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories. He had recently received visions and signs indicating that Abby had passed her serpent DNA to the children. And he was going to make Cleo and it was going to make them grow up to be monsters, which we already went over. He was doing this to save the world. Coleman's confession, again, this is a trigger warning, but he had, again, shot them in the chest. And Cleo did not die right away. And this reminds me again of Bella. If you're familiar with the Watts case, right, Candace?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how, and we don't know if his confession is true, Chris Watts, but supposedly CC died first, right? So
I think
he's
so.
yeah, so he's saying that he killed Roxy first, and then he killed, and that Cleo witnessed it.
I wish he would have just took his own life and left the kids alone.
Yeah, but he thought he wasn't the monster. He thought he was saving the world. Then that
Well,
he said
he sees it differently.
He was saying he was going to be the one true man left or something like that. Like, I have to get into one of those quotes.
Oh, boy.
El Guapo. I knew you'd laugh at that, El Guapo. If someone's listening to that, it's something he wrote in chat. Not about the last real man. But yeah, so okay, now I'm getting into the bad details. So what he did, again, Kaleo, like I said, it reminded me of with Bella, because she had to witness Cece, if we going by the details, Cece getting killed. So Kaleo had to witness Roxy getting killed. And he had shot, or he used a spearfishing gun and a wooden stake, it says, but the wooden stake, they've only reported that part in the media. So I'm not sure where that wooden stake is. But he stabbed Kaleo 17 times and Roxy 12.
What?
Yeah. So 17 times and 12 times. And he went to Mexico to do this. And this was at like 3 a.m. So this kind of sounds like it was a sacrifice to me. Like, why do you go to Mexico?
It does.
Why don't you just do this down the street? Why did he have to go all the way down to Mexico to do this?
Sacrificial, yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree with you, NorCal.
What did NorCal Jim said? When cases with mothers doing horrific things come by me, I can analyze with balance. When it is a father, I can no way ever. El Guapo said, this is a very interesting story. I never heard this before. Don said he was a monster. Jenna, WTF. So Sweet Melissa. Hi, Sweet Melissa. I was thinking of Watts too. I have a feeling NK was either in the cult or the Illuminati. I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I completely agree with you. So this one, there's no mistress that we've heard of, but it's a cult instead of the mistress. So that took all of his time. And he apparently
he's a little too worried about lizard people.
Yeah, he spent all his day. He wouldn't have time for a mistress because his whole day was consisting of researching these theories.
Right.
Yeah, so he left the children's body just in the brush. They were discovered by I know. They were discovered by agricultural community farmhand. He saw blood outside, and then ultimately, with the aid of one of his dogs, he found the children's bodies covered in blood, and one of the children was still wearing a diaper.
Oh my God.
The man said he was so distraught that he ended up tearing up, and he immediately notified his manager to call the police and investigate. He said the children were so tiny, and he didn't know what to do. And that he needed to find out who the monster was that was responsible for this. This is what the farm handler that found him said. And the person, he's saying he needs to find the monster that did this, when the person that did it was the father. So Matthew threw the spearfishing gun and the bloody clothes into a creek a few miles down the road. But when he was apprehended at the border, he gave the description of where to find the bodies, the babies, and the clothes. So the police got all that. He told the police that he was speaking to QAnon and the Illuminati. And he also talked about strong numbers, which is an index of every word in the Bible. He said he had visions and signs that revealed his wife, Abby, possessed, again, the serpent DNA, and that he didn't know if his wife was a shapeshifter and had passed it to his children. Again, so now he's a shapeshifter. I know. So he was so far
I can't keep up.
I know, right? Yeah, more like Satan. So, and this seems like a satanic ritual that he did, kind of. So he explained that Matthew Coleman, so in his words, he said he was either crazy or the only person left on earth that is a true man. So he was literally saying he was either crazy or the only sane person left on earth. Yeah, so
I first.
Right? So if you're thinking that, I would think you would go with...
He said, was he a Scientologist?
Yeah, so he was saying that he was seeing all these pieces being decoded while he was laying in bed at the hotel, like the Neo Matrix. He discussed time travel and teleportation. And again, that's like Daybell kind of. He said he saw Roxy and Kaleo telling him about babies being placed in fireworks, food, and walls, which this is all so crazy to me. He explained that his children were communicating with them, and Kaleo said that Abby, Coleman, and a friend were abusing Roxy. So I'm not going to read this part because it hasn't been, I'm not reading this part. I might clip that out. So he said he had to kill his children to prevent them from being an alien species, that the world would release carnage over the earth. So again, when it comes to Abby, he talks as if that she's done bad things, and also that she has serpent DNA. So again, would she have been next? It's so weird. Would she have been next? But then again, I'll go into more of the text that I don't know if do you think that assuming he was able to get back to his house in Santa Barbara, do you think he was planning on killing her?
He's gone. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I mean, she would be a carrier of whatever they had. But if you want to be technical, so would he.
That's a good question, Austin. He said, when were the kids supposed to turn into monsters? Right? You know how there's certain movies that say like on their 18th birthday or something like that? He really got into this all when in the year 2020. So that's when when lockdown when restrictions were happening. That's when he really started researching all this. Like he thought the whole world was changing. I mean, so he really got into the conspiracy theories then. I don't know when he thought that it was supposed to happen. But during the interview, Matthew Coleman showed the interviewing agents hand signals, and he said that they were an indication that someone was part of the conspiracy. And he would look at different pictures of his friends on Facebook and on Instagram, like if they had those hand signals in pictures. And he said he scrolled through them, and he would block people if they had those hand signals. So I don't know if he what type of hand signals he means. But he said different hand gestures. And again, there's a report that Abby was someone at their house was doing that type of hand signal, and she chased them out of the house and said, "You're one of them."
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So.
Oh, thank you, Clumsy Clairvoyant. She gifted 1 membership.
Oh, thank you, Clumsy. I really appreciate it. Whoever got that membership, welcome to True Crime Insomniacs. So let me see where I'm at. This time I actually I don't know if I should do it this way where I have stuff actually written out, because then I don't know. But okay, so the hand gestures, and Coleman said that the whole thing was a setup and that people were trying to get to him. On August 10th, when FBI Special Agent Joseph Hammer was transporting Matthew Coleman from the border up to Santa Ana Jail in the greater LA area, and that's where he is now in LA, Matthew discussed his religious beliefs, his work as a pastor, and biblical story of Abraham sacrificing his son Isaac later that same day. So he again was very religious, into the Bible, and he got into more quotes. Let me see. I'm trying to. Okay, so he said he first learned of lizard people in quotes on Twitter, and quotes from that British guy. He said, David, is it Icky or Ike?
I don't know.
Okay, from David, the British conspiracy theorist.
You're asking somebody who's dyslexic.
Okay, if anyone knows in chat how to pronounce David, I know that Melissa Jade, if she was here, she would know. So David, a conspiracy theorist. I'm waiting for someone in chat to say, but anyways, so he published several books, including Children of the Matrix, and interbreeding the reptilian and blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nordic people, reptilian DNA. I know, royal bloodlines, the reptilian hybrids, and their relation to the Illuminati. So this all sounds like another link. This is all crazy, right?
Yeah. Hi, Avery.
Hey, Avery, you're like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm reading stuff that I don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I'm just like taking quotes from the case and stuff like that. So anyways, let me see what else. Okay, so he thought that they were going to be interdimensional shape-shifting reptilians masquerading as human beings, and he said that there's all these other people on Earth that are like this, and that they're taking over, and the highest level are posing as the world's top leaders. Okay, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but and how all political and cultural communities have these. Again, there's that the Chebel, but I won't go into that. It goes about the vibrational energies. So let me see if there's anything else here. So in his confession, he again goes into the hand gestures, the signs and the symbols. What?
Clumsy clairvoyant. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I better mute myself.
No, you made me laugh. Before Coleman left for Mexico, he showed additional photos. Wait, are you laughing at me? Okay, I'll just
No, I'm not. I'm laughing at what it says. The clumsy clairvoyant.
Oh, okay. You said David Icky. Yeah, but I don't. Okay, is it David Ike or Icky? I don't know how to pronounce it. If you could put it in the chat, let me know.
All right. So no, let me find it. It says, okay, but for real, that guy who created Facebook actually looks like a lizard person. Just saying.
Wait, who looks like a lizard?
The guy who created Facebook, she said.
Oh my God.
That's what I was laughing at.
Hey, thank you, Allison Faye. Okay, thank you so much. Got it. Just call him David I. I could do that too. Okay, so I mean, that's kind of, Matthew Coleman's deep religious beliefs and the likely stress of a marriage. And I mean, that could go into it. I mean, I know I was talking to you about this yesterday. You think he got all this information from the dark web, right?
Yeah. But who knows? There's a lot of crazy people out there.
I have so much stuff that I want to show. I'm trying to think. Literally, I have so many things.
She's making me want to look up the guy who created created Facebook, because she says he really does.
Oh, Avery, how are you feeling, by the way? I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, she wants to know what she missed, but it's quite a lot about lizard people.
Yeah, I have literally so many different things. I'm not sure which one I want to start with. I mean, not start with. I have already been saying a lot. But okay, here's another different thing to show you guys. And Austin's probably laughing at me again. One moment.
She's like, lizard people. You have no idea. Well, he took care of his kids because they were going to turn into lizard people. Google mark. Okay.
I'm just listening to random music right now. Okay, I'm waiting for the ad to play. And it chose this one, so I'm just going to play it. It kind of just goes over everything that I did, but
Cardi B is a lizard person, right?
And Katy Perry, right?
The man from
Florida. His children who were found at a gruesome scene in Baja California. Officials say Matthew Coleman was caught at the border, and in questioning, confessed to the killings. Senior reporter John Palmentary is live. And John, you've been trying to get more details about Coleman and what led up to the shocking act
Here
he's
at
accused of.
Shoreline Park, where Matthew Coleman spent a lot of time in Santa Barbara. We talked to many people that know Coleman, know about his religious beliefs, his surfing school, and his family. None of this is making any sense, and it's going to take quite some time to process it and find out what led up to these killings. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Matthew Coleman has confessed to the deaths of his 10-month-old and 2-year-old children, using a spear gun to kill them in a ditch on a ranch around Rosarito Beach in Mexico. The bodies were found by an employee about the same time there was a larger search for Coleman and the kids underway. Evidence has been found, including bloody clothing and the suspected weapon. Coleman's wife alerted police in Santa Barbara late last week that Coleman had left the Santa Barbara area with the children. He had not returned, and he was not returning phone calls. Coleman was caught trying to re-enter the United States through technology that located his cell phone, and both Mexican and U.S. agents were able to track him down. A federal criminal complaint charges Coleman with foreign murder of U.S. nationals, in this case, his children. The document said Coleman had thoughts that indicated his children were monsters and he needed to save the world. Those who know Coleman have said his life was religious, and he was a known surfing instructor at the Lovewater Surfing School, which he owned. In the past, he earned a master's degree in Spanish from UC Santa Barbara. He was on the surf team at Point Loma Nazarene University in San Diego. Those who are familiar with Matthew Coleman say in recent years he's had a surf camp in Ventura County, along Santa Claus Beach near Carpinteria, Ledbetter Beach in Santa Barbara, and here at Campus Point off the UC Santa Barbara coast. There were no recent indications of any breakdown by Coleman from those we have contacted who have seen him recently. The case has been actively investigated with the collaboration of Mexican authorities, the FBI, U.S. Customs, the Border Patrol, Santa Barbara Police, and the Santa Barbara County District Attorney's Office. Coleman is being held in custody in Southern California. We have some more information about Matthew Coleman's mindset in recent days that might shed some light on what put him in the frame of mind that he's in. His arraignment has been set for August 31st. Reporting live in Santa Barbara, I'm News.
Okay, so he's had it. He actually did plead not guilty, and they decided not to do the death. They are not doing the death penalty on him. But so I don't know anything further than that. I have another video I'll play about not seeking the death penalty on him. What are you laughing at now?
The case itself, he's not pleading not guilty, and I just can't get my head around it. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I know. I completely agree with you.
Rather than swear or yell, I just laughed. That's all. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a better thing to do than swear. It's better to laugh. I usually laugh when I'm I laugh all the time, but I'll laugh when I'm uncomfortable also, which is not usually a good thing. But then I'll also laugh. So
I'm
anyway.
sorry. I was just of course you're not guilty. It was the invisible person next to you, right?
Oh my God. I'll actually, since we're talking about the death penalty part, I'll just go into that article since I have it pulled up anyways. So here, and I could play the video after, but do you see the screen?
I think they do too.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I just turned on my other one.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's 1 a.m. for most, or 1:30 almost for most of you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I missed you guys.
On 2:30.
Oh. Well,
for me at least.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so happy you guys are here, and I missed you guys. So thank you for being here. But yeah, so no death penalty for California surf instructor who killed his 2 young children. I'm curious how everyone in chat kind of feels about that. I do think the whole cult belief and all of that did play a factor. I'm not sure. I wish they kind of would have. I wish they weren't so tight-lipped about this case, but federal prosecutors will not pursue the death penalty against Matthew Coleman, the Santa Barbara surf instructor who brutally killed 2-year-old and 10-month-old children because they believed they had serpent DNA in them. Coleman confessed to killing his 2 young children in Santa Barbara, from Santa Barbara across the U.S.-Mexico border in Rosarito. Here it shows them. And here is it just shows the United States of America will not seek the death penalty for defendant Matthew Taylor Coleman. According to search warrants, the 41-year-old surf instructor was obsessed with QAnon conspiracy theory and about how, again, that his wife had serpent DNA and passed it on to the children. Goes on to about how the lizard spirits, people, and David Icke, not Icky. So some people are arrested for, okay, so this says an excerpt from June 3rd, 2022. Search warrants reveal prosecutors' research into Coleman's state of mind. Some people who are arrested for violent crimes will feign mental illness, whereas others may suffer from legitimate mental illness. One way to determine if a person has a legitimate mental illness or malingering, or to determine the extent to which a person understood the nature of their actions, is to examine their conduct and communications with others during the time or around leading up to specific events. So again, I'll show you his posts. Let me show you the surf school also. And it still shows that it's open. So, but his wife's in Texas now with family. So I don't know why it still shows open. But here, let me show. Okay, I'm having issues with my StreamYards again. Let me stop and present again. I'm sorry, guys. Candace, sing them a song.
Hold on, I was putting my son back to bed. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. So here's this school, Love Water Surf School. Their website is now down, but they still have their Facebook up. So this is the school that the family owned. You can see there's a lot of angry faces in there now. Someone here said about holding those with conspiracy theories accountable. They're a danger to society. So there's angry comments on here. The
I thought you
mother
meant in the pictures.
What?
I thought you were talking about like the pictures, but you mean the comments.
Yeah, well, here, I'll show you. I don't want to show random kids, but I'll show you the ones with him in it. Oh, wow. People are actually, that's something I was going to show. I can't believe they're putting that in here. They're talking about like articles with him in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're putting the conspiracy theories in here. But here, let me show you some of the pictures. So here's one. Oh, but that's just a picture of him in Spanish. So unless someone speaks Spanish, but that wasn't one of the pictures I wanted to show you. That's another one. See, people are putting them in here. me see. Let me scroll faster. If not, I have them saved and I can just go through them. Oh, so here's one of him with a bunch of the kids that he taught. Was he on drugs? So not that we've heard of. We haven't heard that he's been on any drugs, just that he was obsessed with the Q movement and the Illuminati. It hasn't been, he apparently wasn't on anything at all. Yes, from the outside, he had it all. They had this successful surf school, a beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, a Mercedes Sprinter. They had a picture perfect life. And again, just because you have like a beautiful family and if you come from like money or anything like that doesn't mean you have a great life. He obviously got wrapped up in these conspiracy theories, but from the outside, everything did look perfect. Here, let me go into more pictures of them. And he wrote here. I wish I could just go through everything on. I'm going to do that actually. Okay, so can you see my screen? You can see what I'm scrolling through, right? And I want to read more of the text.
Yeah, you can. I was in the other room, sorry.
Okay, no problem. So I want to read some of so here he posted this. These two bring me so much joy, deeply in love. And this was really soon beforehand. Oh shoot, now it goes to the bottom. Hold on.
Hey, I see you.
Oh, I know. I need to somehow get that away.
Just saying. Maybe make a folder and save all the pictures.
Sorry okay, I'm like doxing people. I need to hold on.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Take it off the screen.
I'm trying to think how to share all the pictures. Okay. Oh, I could do it this way. All right. No, I have a better idea. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry, those people don't watch this, so we're all good. All right, this is a better way. And somehow I ended up getting I was sending this stuff to myself and it got 2 emojis. Do you see that? So I have some of it in this one and some of it in this one. Can you see what I'm showing you?
Yeah. How did you do that?
I have no idea. So
okay then.
Yeah, so that's kind of difficult. But let me see. I don't know which one. So here's another picture of him and his wife. They look like a beautiful couple. He actually looks really similar to someone that I know that I grew up with, that obviously he's older now, but he looks like identical to him. It's so weird.
So Nora's grandma has a question. Is there anything said from his family? I'm just curious if there's.
Yes. Okay, so let me get that. Thank you, Nora's grandma. And yeah, Candace, if you can keep an eye for comments, because I'm not really seeing comments right now, because I'm looking at the screen. So if anyone's saying comments and you think I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I'm just looking right now at at the screen trying to find the different stuff. But yeah, Candace, if you could look at that, that would be great.
Yep.
Let me get the, okay, so this is what his family said. Well, this is what Abby's family is saying right now. So we don't know what the future holds, and we're not endorsing anything he might have done, and we're still grieving the senseless loss of Kaleo and Roxy, but we're standing by him as this goes ahead. The hope is that he'll get the help he clearly needs. So that's just the short thing that his family has said. I could get one of the things that one of his friends has said, and also what his church has said. His church is kind of freaking out about it. And then I also want to definitely show you the text. And when he was at the hotel, he said to the kids, like, you'll see mommy soon. That's what one of,
God.
I know, because one of the front desk guys said that they stood out to him because it was a really good looking family, and he wondered where the mom was. And that he had remembered that Matthew had said to the little boy that you'll see mommy soon. So let me get to, I mean, there's so many different things. I always have too many things I want to show you, and then I never know what I want to show.
Okay, relax. You got this.
So let me think. Oh, so he did put a shrine up, and on the shrine,
he was saying that.
yeah, so I can go more into that, but on the shrine there was 2 stuffed animals sat on the table with a family portrait propped up against it. Next to it, a Bible open to Psalm 127, which says in part, children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from him. Children born to a young man are arrows in warriors' hands. There's actually more on that. That's just a little snippet, but that's a little bit of what he left in there. Oh, and also with the kids, there was a baby blanket, just like with Chris Watts, how there was a baby blanket found with him.
God.
I know. But so here, okay, so this is another thing that a friend said, and you can see it, my screen still?
Yes.
Okay, so I trusted him with my kids. Parents of Matthew Coleman's students react to his being arrested, so...
I agree, Jim.
I tried to look at Jim's comment and it stopped it.
Oh, he said I can't even look at the text. It's disgusting.
It's not letting me go to, okay, so it's not letting me look at both for some reason. I either have to, I can't look at the comments and I don't know why it's stopping it.
It's all right. I got you. Hi, Jay. How you doing? Jay says, hi, Val. I just woke up. Hope I didn't miss much. Sorry. Hi, Avery. I don't think we froze. I think she's just looking up for the stuff. We got everybody back. I'm sorry, El Guapo. I had just left the phone again and didn't realize that she
But you
wasn't
guys
on.
you couldn't see anything that was playing?
Nope, couldn't see,
Oh my
couldn't
God,
hear
I'm sitting
anything.
here I'm sitting here watching the video. But yeah,
Was
okay.
it a
I don't
good
know.
video?
Yeah. But like
Oh,
once
okay.
you said you wanted to see NorCal Jim's, we said something about NorCal Jim's comments. So I tried to look and then I think it stopped the video for you guys. I don't know why it's not letting me do both tonight. StreamYards is being stupid tonight. Oh, that sucks. But I
I
heard
have
you.
2 different devices.
Hey Jay, I'm happy you're here. I think you just waking up. Good morning if you're just waking
Yeah, he
up.
said that.
But yeah, I was watching that whole video. So yeah, it was kind of frozen. I don't know what's going on. And no, you're not blocked. Oh, Guavo. Everything's good. Hi Sarah. So let me see what I was trying to show you guys. I don't even know if I want to show that anymore, but Jay needs to get a little bit caught up. Let's see.
I was wondering what was taking so long.
Yeah, you should have been like, okay, so let me read some of the text messages that, okay. So again, at 3:12 a.m. in the morning, that's the one that said about, hi babe, miss you too. Things have been rough, but starting to get some clarity as well. Well, I can't speak. Still confused on a lot of things though, and processing through them. So many crazy thoughts going on through my head right now. Hard to explain. So, presumably, things that he was confused on and trying to process were the idea that his children had serpent DNA and were going to evolve into lizard monsters. In a second text, Coleman indicated that he was thinking of burning his grandmother's old Bibles. And then the text about how he says, funny, you're getting some clarity through my grandma's old Bibles. Wasn't there too? Actually, was still thinking of burning them in case there's a chip in them or something. So he's saying about that. And then there's the
He
one
was
about,
talking to his wife, right?
yes. And then in the
Okay, just
text,
making sure.
yeah, and then the text, Abby responded, we're doing this together, babe, praying for clarity over you and your mind this morning. Everything you believed and known to be true is happening right now. I'm partnering with you from Santa Barbara. Let's take back our city. This gateway of revival for the state of California and the nation and the world you created to change the course of the world history. Take care of my little giant slayer and the voice of heaven's dove. They sure are special. So, I mean,
It's just sad.
yeah. And then the FBI affidavit, I probably said that word wrong. I usually do. Claims Abby and Matthew sent each
Said
other
what word wrong?
affidavit.
The affidavit? No.
Oh, I think I said it before, like Alpha David one time. So I don't know.
Oh, I was like, FBI, you said wrong? Like, what word are you talking about?
But so it apparently in the FBI affidavit, now I'm going to probably say it the other way. They had apparently been sending each other memes and screenshots about those hand gestures that I was talking about, made by famous people, and pictures that supposedly were secret signals that were part of the satanic elite. Matthew was arrested again about 4 hours after his last text to Abby as he tried to cross back into the border. So I don't know.
That's where they got him. Okay.
I don't know if they've released all of the text messages, but these are the ones that
Probably not.
I'm assuming that they haven't released all of them. Let me see with that. What I don't know why it's not letting me. It's annoying that it's not. That it keeps stopping when I try to show you things. Oh, so you know that one doctor, a lot of people can't stand him. A lot of people like him. Dr. Grant.
Dr. Phil?
No.
I can't stand Dr. Phil, so that's the only doctor.
No, he analyzes people like about what he analyzed Amber Heard.
I wasn't the only one that said Phil. Dr. Oz?
No, let me look.
No,
Okay.
not Oz, Jay.
I think it's, oh my God, you guys. No, let me look. Okay. This is the
Dr.
problem.
Grande, Dr. Drew.
Yeah, I think it is Dr. Grande. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, we got it from chat.
Okay.
Mercy.
All right. Yeah, so we have watched Dr. Drew in here before. Oh my God. So it's playing again. You hear it? This is the video I was watching before. So, all
Yeah, that's
right.
what I was reading your comment, Sweeney. She says, I just said it. Yeah, I was reading her comment.
Yes, so I'm gonna play a video from him. I'll put it in two. Do you want me to put it in 2 times speed? Because he kind of talks really slowly.
Does he?
I think so. I agree, Mercy. Okay, was that yes to 2 times speed? Okay.
I think so.
All right. I'll play him on 2 times speed. And again, it's so annoying that I have 2 things of messages to myself. And I still want to go over all the different posts that he put on
He lacks sparkle.
Yes, he needs some sparkle in his life. Okay. Let me get to it. And if anyone again, okay, so when I start showing his post, if you want to come up, because it's going to go over the Illuminati and QAnon, if you want to come up, let me know and I can maybe send you the link. All right, Dr. Grande, where'd you go? Hold on, I'll just get it. Hold on.
Clumsy Clairvoyant said that guy is like a big lump of NyQuil.
I know, so hopefully you don't all leave, but it'll be interesting to see how he talks like on 2 times speed. So let's see. Can I do it on the computer? Yeah, I can. Okay, right?
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too. Oh no, that'll be a problem if I can't. Let me see. I hope I could do it on the computer because
Norcal is saying yes.
Okay, let's see. All right, let's see how I do this on the computer because I've only done it on my phone.
That's all I have. That's why I said I don't know.
All right, I'm going to share the screen. You guys can guide me. Let's see. NorCal Jim, you might have to teach me. Okay, can you see the screen? Oh my God, do you see what's going on here? It's like frozen.
I don't know what I'm looking at if I zoom in. Here, let me see.
It's frozen. It's not going up. Hold on, I need to close. I don't know why it's doing this. Stop screen. Okay, let me start. I don't know why I'm having so many issues tonight. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try again. Okay, there. Now it's doing it. Okay, let me see about getting to the 2 times speed on. Okay, I got it. I got it. Here, I got it. I figured it out.
There you go.
Okay, you guys can see the screen? Okay, now and I did something. Oh my goodness. All right. But you guys can see the screen? Candace, are you still there?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
muted it so I could sneeze.
Well, bless you. Everybody say bless you to Candace. I'm just kidding. All right. Pressing play now. Action.
Can I analyze the case of Matthew Taylor Coleman? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, consider supporting me on Patreon, and check out my podcast on YouTube, Alex Grande Media. I will put the relevant links for those items in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case and the timeline of the alleged incident in the same section. Then I'll move to my analysis. In 2021, Matthew Coleman was 40 years old and worked as a surf instructor at a surfing school in Santa Barbara, California. He opened the school in 2011. He lived in that same city with his wife, Abby, his 2-year-old son, Khalil, and his 10-month-old daughter, Roxy. On August 7, 2021, he left his home in his Mercedes Sprinter van. His 2 children were with him. That same day, Matthew's wife called the police. Abby said that she, Matthew, and the 2 children were getting ready to go on a camping trip, but Matthew drove away in his van with the 2 children. So he left without her, and she didn't know where he was going. Matthew did not respond to text messages Abby sent him. His wife was concerned because he did not have a car seat, but she did not think that the children were in any danger. She said that Matthew would eventually come back to the residence. An officer tried calling Abby, but she didn't answer. When an officer finally did get a hold of her, she said that she did not require further assistance. The next day, Abby called the police again. An officer went out to her house. She told the officer the same story that she had reported before, except this time she did want assistance. Even though she wanted help, she reported there were no problems in a relationship.
Do you guys want me to make it a little bit slower? Like is this too fast maybe?
NorCal said, imagine being out to dinner with this guy.
I'm thinking this is too fast. Let me know.
Hey, Guapo said, can you make it faster?
I'm sorry. It was a little amusing though. Okay, 1.75 you think, or 1.5?
Go with 1 point. I don't know. It's got to be
I'll
better
just
than what he had.
okay, 1.75. Let's see. Chat, 1.75 or 1.5?
Can
I'm
everybody laugh?
happy we could have,
There we
even
go.
though this is such a like difficult case, at least we can, I mean, at least we can still laugh in chat.
1.75.
Okay, I'm seeing two 1.75s. So I'm seeing three of them. Okay, so 1.75 it is, if I can figure out again how to do it. Let's see. And I have so many tabs open, it's insane. If I can even find the right tab. Hold on.
Oh, Guapo said 2.5. Austin said 10.
All right, you said
Markel.
1.75? Okay,
Yeah.
let's try that. Should I restart it?
Nah, I think we'll be fine.
I'll go back a little tiny bit. All right, here.
And his 10-month-old daughter, Roxy. On August 7, 2021, he left his home in his Mercedes Sprinter van. His 2 children were with him. That same day, Matthew's wife called the police. Abby said that she, Matthew, and the 2 children were getting ready to go on a camping trip, but Matthew drove away in his van with the 2 children. So he left without her, and she didn't know where he was going. Matthew did not respond to text messages Abby sent him.
No,
Hey guys,
no,
welcome
no.
to Forward. We're a new type of doctor's office.
Wife was concerned because she
Continue.
did not have a car seat, but she did not think that the children were in any danger. She said that Matthew would eventually come back to the residence. An officer tried calling Abby, but she didn't answer. When an officer finally did get a hold of her, she said that she did not require further assistance. The next day, Abby called the police again. An officer went out to her house. She told the officer the same story that she had reported before, except this time she did want assistance. Even though she wanted help, she reported there were no problems in her relationship with her husband. It's not like they had been in an argument before he left or anything like that. Matthew Coleman had his iPhone with him. Abby agreed to use the Find My iPhone application to help the police locate Matthew. The last known location of the phone was in Rosarito, Baja California, Mexico. Baja California is the northernmost and westernmost state in Mexico. The name is a little confusing because it uses the word California, and it's adjacent to the U.S. state of California, but it is in Mexico. On August 9 at 8 a.m., a farm worker on a ranch near Rosarito called the authorities after finding the bodies of 2 children in a barn. The authorities reported that the bodies matched the descriptions of Matthew's children. That same day at 1 p.m., United States federal agents intercepted Matthew Coleman when he re-entered the United States. They took custody of his Mercedes Sprinter van. His children were not in the van, and there was blood on the van's registration paperwork. Matthew Coleman waived his Miranda rights and talked to investigators. He admitted that he killed his children using a spearfishing gun. He injured his hand in the process. He placed their bodies in some brush. He drove a couple of miles away to a creek where he hid the spear gun. Later, he would throw bloody clothes in a blue trash bin on the side of the road in Tijuana, Mexico. Matthew said that he thought his children were going to grow into monsters. Therefore, he had no choice but to kill them in order to save the world. Matthew further claimed that the Illuminati and QAnon ideologies had enlightened him. He received visions which made him realize that his wife possessed serpent DNA, which he passed on to his 2 children. The investigators asked him whether he knew what he did was wrong. He responded that he knew his actions were wrong, but he did not have any options. His actions were necessary to save the world. The next day, Mexican authorities recovered a spear gun, bloody clothes, a baby blanket, and a blood-stained wooden stake. The stake was found at a crime scene. They reported that Matthew's son was stabbed 12 times and his daughter was stabbed 17 times. Video surveillance camera footage retrieved by the Mexican authorities showed Coleman checking into a hotel in Rosarito on August 7. His children were with him. The 3 are seen leaving early on August 9. Matthew returned alone to the hotel later that morning to check out. Now moving to my analysis. Matthew Coleman was a champion surfer who enjoyed spearfishing and sailing. He had been a high school teacher.
We probably could have just fast forwarded to his analysis, right? But I'm going to press play.
One time. Various people who interacted with him, like his neighbors and people who took surfing lessons from him, said he seemed like a good family man. There were no warning signs that he was capable of committing homicide. He was patient and kind. He was all there mentally. They never had any problems with him. One friend talked about how Matthew developed an interest in conspiracies. At first, Matthew would introduce the conspiracy theories as if he didn't believe them either, like he was testing out how his friend would react. But later, it was clear that Matthew was devoting a lot of energy to the conspiracy theories and believed them. Matthew made some posts on social media in the years leading up to the homicides, which have attracted some attention. Here are a few examples. In September 2017, Matthew wrote about how, at some point in their lives, people will accumulate enough evidence to demonstrate why we should stop trusting government officials, bosses, coworkers, church, family, and friends. He wrote that all people possess the DNA of God. In September 2019, he wrote about how society will make a discovery which will open a door to a limitless flow of divine power and creativity. In June of 2020, he wrote about, quote, one who awakens people to the fact that they are eternally chosen, unquote. In October of 2020, he indicated that he had a sense his daughter was born at a very pivotal time in history. She would represent a dawn, or even an awakening, to years of great blessing for our family and nation. He wrote that his daughter had been handpicked by God to slay the giants in the land. She had been born with everything she needs to fully accomplish God's plan for her life. He made a post in November 2020 that read, quote, "There is a type of great American renaissance following the years of COVID, censorship, and political divisiveness that will empower each person's heart to come alive and explode with innovative ideas, new business models, new music sounds, and never-seen ways to build amazing community." He also wrote about how the time we live in may be considered the dark ages someday in the future.
So I'm going to pull up some of these posts, but what do you think? So Nora's grandma says, I call BS on him being there mentally. In chat, Jay, Mario. In chat, and Candace, what do you think about that? I think that, yeah, it doesn't sound like he was trying to hide it much. That's why it doesn't seem like it would be a shock to anyone. And it seems like friends did know he was studying it, and like, I don't know to what extent, and that he was talking to his friends about it too.
Of course he is.
Thank you, Jay. I was going to say thanks, Jim. NorCal Jim, who's stuck in El Guapo. Okay, so let me finish playing this. I just have to stop in between.
So we see this theme emerging where he believed something big was going to happen and only special people could predict it. This occurrence would affect the entire world. Even though Matthew did make a number of unusual posts, the majority of his social media activity was relatively normal. He appeared to be documenting the story of a man who met a woman, became engaged, married, and had children. He clearly had interesting and strong views on the topic of religion, but most of his posts about religion were not out of the ordinary. What could have happened in a case like this? It's first important to remember at this point we only see allegations. There are no convictions in this case at this time. As far as why this happened, every option is still available right now. For example, Matthew could have committed this crime and pretended to invest in conspiracy theories, like perhaps he's trying to avoid responsibility. He's trying to seem like he's disconnected from reality. His alleged commission of the crime could be unrelated to conspiracy theories, like he was going to commit crimes whether he believed in them or not. Or his investment in the conspiracy theories may have contributed to his behavior, with or without involvement of some level of psychosis or other mental health symptoms. Talking about the last theory for a moment, what type of mechanism could be at work in situations where people are detaching from reality? Sometimes what happens with delusional thinking is illusions use information from a person's life. Almost like a dream is assembled from life experiences, the delusion pulls on them as well. It collects them. It tries to organize them in some way, but of course they come out very disorganized. Certain themes emerge in many delusions. For example, the CIA, the FBI, space travel, aliens, big corporations, and the idea that a person has or will gain a special ability to see the world as it really is. From Matthew's social media posts and alleged confession to the police, there are a few conspiracy theories referenced: the Illuminati, QAnon, and the alien lizard humanoids. There is a substantial degree of overlap between these theories. I will offer a quick summary of each of these theories. The Illuminati conspiracy theory can be traced back to the 18th century. It says that a secret group of people are trying to influence the way people think and control the world by instituting a new world order. Members of the secret group see themselves as enlightened. They exert their influence not only through their political power, but through controlling the media.
Hi, everyone. Mark Barden here.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Sandy Hook Promise. On December 14th, 2012.
Right-wing conspiracy theory that started in 2017, which specifically involves Donald Trump. The theory essentially says that an evil organization is trying to harm children and worship Satan. These evildoers are sometimes referred to as the...
It's interesting that he brings up about how this organization is about to harming children and everything when he ends up killing his I know we're supposed to say unalive, but this whole video is... So the YouTube's going to hate it anyways, but that he ends up killing his children. And again, I paused it. I have to laugh about where I paused it with. I always pause it and make it so unflattering for the people. So I'm so sorry, Dr. Grande, for pausing it like that. But yeah, just like what he was researching, and then he goes and kills his kid. It seems like it's contradictory, but I don't know. Let me press play.
The deep state. Many are politicians and entertainers. Donald Trump is going to bring about a storm and a great awakening. So here again, we see the word awakening. The storm involves the evildoers being arrested, and the great awakening is when everybody will realize that QAnon conspiracy theorists were right all along. So everybody will be enlightened at that same level. Society will welcome the once rejected QAnon adherents as heroes. They will be glorified, undoubtedly fulfilling a fantasy for those conspiracy theorists. After the great awakening, Earth will be a utopia. This conspiracy has been associated with some violence, including the Pizzagate incident. Moving to the alien lizard humanoids, this theory is often credited to David Icke, a well-known conspiracy theorist, but the foundation for this conspiracy theory existed long before him. It essentially says something very similar to the Illuminati theory, except the evil conspirators are alien lizards. They are shape-shifting, so they look like humans, which of course is quite convenient. The aliens came here about 250,000 years ago and manipulated the DNA of people on Earth. They are trying to control the world so they can send negative energy back to their civilization. It appears as though their society became overly dependent on negative energy, like they were not looking for alternative sources of fuel. So now they're stuck trying to make people unhappy to create these negative feelings to power their appliances. This particular conspiracy theory is highly compatible with just about every other conspiracy theory. With this theory, the bad guys are simply alien lizards. So their slogan could be, are you bored with conspiracy theories? Try adding alien lizards. This conspiracy theory has also been associated with violence. Anthony Quinn Warner, the man who set off a bomb in Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas Day in 2020, believed in alien lizards.
Hold on, I see something that Clemsy said, and I want to read it. Hold on. She said, do you stream on Rumble as well as YouTube? If not, you might want to consider it because what you can't say on YouTube, you'll be able to on Rumble. I don't even know what Rumble is. I'm sorry. Do you know what Rumble is, Candace? I could like act cool and pretend I know what it is, but I have no idea what it is. I'm sorry. But I'll look into it. And Nora's grandma, you have me laughing so much. I'm happy I'm on mute, or I'm not right now, obviously. But I'm happy I was on mute because I was laughing so much at what you thought that I said. Okay, Rumble is where all the tea is. Ooh, interesting. Are you ready to rumble? Austin says, okay, let me finish this. Okay. Jay says it's a service that lets you stream without restrictions. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. Thank you for making me aware of that.
With all this information in mind, what may have happened in a case like this? It would appear that Matthew had a strong interest in the idea of an awakening, distrust of the government, the Illuminati, QAnon, and of course, alien lizard humanoids. Perhaps these ideas merged into potential delusional thinking. A sense of urgency developed based on the fear that his children would destroy the world, and he acted on that delusion. He also believed that he was awakening, he was enlightened, and had some special knowledge that other people did not possess. Like he was one of the few who could save the world. After a conspiracy theorist commits a crime, people remember how that person acted before the crime. For example, people often say they notice characteristics consistent with paranoia, schizoid, or schizotypal personality features. They may have thought the person was odd, bizarre, isolated, socially awkward, and a loner.
No, no, no. Hold
I
on.
need your help with something huge.
You don't need my help. Skip.
That does not appear to be the case in this instance. Again, Matthew Coleman appeared a little odd at times, but not socially awkward, not a loner. Many people liked him and thought he was somewhat normal. If we compare Anthony Quinn Warner to Matthew, we see a number of differences. Anthony had a long-standing belief in alien lizards, even tried hunting for them at a local park. He was considered bizarre. Anthony didn't kill anybody except himself. He went out of his way to avoid killing innocent people. So Matthew was better at appearing normal and more dangerous. One frightening aspect in this case of Matthew Coleman is that his behavior really did appear to come out of the blue, and it was severe. It wasn't like he went to a meeting with other conspiracy theorists and talked for a while, or bought a book written by a conspiracy theorist, like benign activity that's not going to hurt anybody. Matthew allegedly moved right to homicide. There are many conspiracy theorists who never commit any crimes, and even more who never commit serious crimes. Yet here we have a relatively normal individual who all of a sudden has this deep concern about his children destroying the world because of serpent DNA. How did these beliefs form so quickly? How did people miss the warning signs? What caused Matthew to act on his fears when he did? If this case involves some type of mental health component, which of course there's no way to know at this point, what disorders could have been at work? Really, this case could be related to any disorder associated with psychosis, for example, major
Oh my God, another ad?
mood disorder with psychosis, schizophrenia, or psychotic disorder, delusional disorder, or substance-induced psychosis. More than one disorder could have been at work at the same time. We'll have to wait for more information to see if one of these disorders or some other explanation was at work in this case. What lessons can we learn from this case? The content of most conspiracy theories involves some type of threat to humanity. When people believe in these theories, they may get defensive. They may want to try to protect the world. This creates a dangerous situation. The person may be paranoid and reluctant to seek help for mental health symptoms. In a way, the delusional thinking itself blocks the person from getting the care they need. When the person decides to take action based on their conspiratorial beliefs, the results can be deadly. I think another element that's frightening about these delusions is how they give the individual a sense of higher purpose. Now they feel emboldened to commit crimes or do whatever they want because, again, they're trying to accomplish some incredible goal like saving the world. This can really inspire somebody to hide mental health symptoms and to perpetrate crimes. So we see, again, the delusions sometimes appear to be crafted to inflict casualties. They're designed in a way that facilitates danger. Those are my thoughts on the case of Matthew Taylor Coleman. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue.
Okay, so I thought that that was interesting. I know people do like Dr. Grande, not Dr. Phil, and not, what was the other doctors that people were saying? Not Dr. Drew, but Dr. Grande, even though he's good to go to sleep to watch. Yes, everybody wished Nora's grandma happy birthday. And we may sing happy birthday at the end. We'll decide. But I know if we do together, it's going to be totally off key. We're not going to do it in sync. Dr. Holiday. Okay, so let me see. I do want to show you. Like I said, I have so many different things to show. And like I said, they went into 2 folders. So I don't know. Let me see. So this is a psychiatrist makes commentary.
Now coming up to QAnon.
Can you guys hear it? If you could hear it, can you press a 1 and see it? I know there's no noise right now, but there was noise for a minute.
Conspiracy theories drive this man to violently kill his 2 children.
Thank
This is one of
you.
those chilling stories we've covered on the show.
What he said was that his wife had this serpent DNA and had passed it along to his kids.
Hard to believe in other people. True crime exclusive next.
It's one thing to believe some weird conspiracy theories. It's another one to act out violently because of it.
Did conspiracy theories drive this man to take off to Mexico and violently kill his 2 children? The twisted, chilling story of Matthew Taylor Coleman appears in this week's People. Senior writer Steve Helling brings us the disturbing details.
People around him were thinking, gee, some of these things that he believes are kind of strange. But nobody thought, is he going to kill his kids? That was never on anybody's radar.
According to this 10-page document, Matthew Coleman, the man who appeared to be the perfect husband to wife Abby and father to 2-year-old Khaleo and 10-month-old Roxy, believed some far-fetched theories.
Matthew Coleman told the FBI agent that he was motivated by the conspiracy theories of QAnon, which is, a far-right conspiracy theory that has all sorts of different parts of it. But the part that he was really focused on was the idea that there were these reptilian, serpent-like people who were shapeshifters who pretended to be normal people like you and I. What he said was that his wife had this serpent DNA and had passed it along to his kids. So the only way that he could save the world was to kill his 2 children.
People senior writer Steve Helling spoke with Coleman's friends who were still in disbelief that the 40-year-old California surf instructor, who was religious and boasted on social media about his family devotion, could snatch his 2 young children and drive them over the U.S. border for something so nefarious.
At first, Abby wasn't that concerned because she thought maybe he was going to get extra supplies, something for the camping trip. They hadn't had an argument, is what she told cops. There was no sign of a problem. He just drove off with the kids. So she kept getting things ready. And then a little while later, she's thinking, wow, they've been gone a long time. The next morning, she noticed there are the car seats that the kids should have been in. They've been gone all night. And then she's starting to get worried. And so then the cops come and she officially declares them missing.
Authorities say Coleman drove the children to Rosarito, Mexico, and checked into a hotel on Saturday, August 7th. Early Monday morning, he took them to a farm and killed them with a spear-fishing gun. A farmer discovered the bodies shortly after. Authorities arrested Coleman at the U.S. border.
And he did tell the FBI agent that he knew what he was doing was wrong, but he was doing it for the greater good, to save this world.
Dr. Zeev Cohen, a forensic psychiatrist, has not examined Coleman, but treats ex-QAnon followers.
It's really challenging to talk to someone who's become wrapped up in a conspiracy theory because their mind is so wrapped up in conspiratorial thinking that when you try to reason with them, they might think that you're part of the conspiracy. It might make them paranoid. It might make them angry. It might make them, block you out of their life.
It was a very dark descent for him, and he's somebody that any of us could have known.
So I thought that is interesting. It does go into how he's kind of like anyone, any of us that we could have known. And because he does seem like such a normal guy, just like how Chris Watts seemed like a normal guy. But then again, we go into his posts that I'll show. It kind of doesn't, you see a different side to him. Are you there, Candace? Did you fall asleep? At least if you did fall asleep, at least you hit mute. In chat, what's everyone thinking in regards to the case, not just in general? He really, I was saying, he really was living the dream with who wouldn't want to have a surf school, and just, it really did look like he had the perfect life. I know no one has the perfect life, but from the outside, that's what it looked like. What did El Guapo say? Because Nora's grandma said that he was so right. So let me see. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm done. The part that about him having the perfect life. I thought there was another comment, and yes, you are right. Okay. He surfed for a living and had a great family, so it appeared fine. Yes. And I think Candace left me, but I still have her on here to keep me company. Okay, that Coleman is more nuts than Chris Coleman, right? Okay, Jay says, it really did look that way. I wonder if it was mental health or substance abuse or both that got into him that point. So it hasn't come up that he was on any drugs or anything like that. So I really think it was just his beliefs. Aries, my dolphin friend. Hello, hello. I'm so happy that you're here. You missed so much. We're almost about it. I've been on here about 2 hours. I'm going to probably end it, even though I haven't read the criminal complaint yet. But the criminal complaint is 10 pages. I do have it. I could go over it, but I've already read so much tonight. You guys are probably sick of hearing me read. So I'll probably just play another video that goes over the criminal complaint. Let me see what else I have. Like I said, I have so many different things that I want to show you, and then I never know. I need to figure this out more. Let me see. In chat, in chat, Abby had said that she didn't think that he would hurt the children at all. So after hearing the text, and Jay, I'm not sure if you ended up hearing the text or not, do you think that she had any inclination that he could have hurt the kids? And again, I'm not putting any blame on her or anything like that. But do you think that she maybe could have? And I'm going to pull up his post right now that show all the crazy stuff that he was posting. Let me see what you guys are saying. Aw, Dawn, thank you. You should come up here sometime, Dawn. I would love you too. So he is in jail right now. He's in LA, actually, in Los Angeles. And there's been another case in Los Angeles since then, but we're not talking about that right now. So I mean, I could pull that up, but another person has killed their family, and they blamed it on QAnon as well. Since this. So, oh, thank you, Jay. Let me see though what else, because I did want to play something else. I literally have so many different things to play, and then I could never choose what to play. You guys are so sick of me hearing that, I'm sure. All right, I'm just pulling up so I don't dox anyone. I'm pulling up their Love Water Surf School again, so I have that in the background. So it doesn't show anyone's profiles. Okay, there. So if you can see my screen, can you put a 1? Night, Shay. I hope you have a good night. Yes, thank you guys. Okay. All right. All right. So these are his different posts that he put beforehand. So here's one. Can you see it? So it says, worshiping with friends this weekend. I had an unexpected wave of thoughts and images come over me, which, well, brought me a lot of hope. The first image was one of this historical timeline where the period of the Dark Ages, 5 to the 15th century, was contrasted next to the illuminated creative explosion of the Renaissance, meaning rebirth. It's hard to read, but meaning 15th and 16th centuries. The crazy thing about history is that you don't know what your season will be labeled as until years down the road. And more so, sometimes your time period isn't labeled by what happens during it, but rather by what happens after it. While people were living in the Dark Ages, they weren't thinking. So that's one of his posts. And I'm not looking right now at comments. So sorry if I don't see comments. This one says, another picture that came to me was God reaching down into a riverbed and picking up a small stone rock, examining it intently, just as David had done before slaying Goliath. God examined the stone and was confident that it was just the perfect one for the battle. Although it was small, smooth, and somewhat harmless looking, he knew that it would become great when placed into the palm of a skilled hand. My declaration over Roxy Rain is that she has been handpicked by God to slay the giants of the land, that she has been born with everything she needs to fully accomplish God's plan for her life, and that she will be a great blessing wherever she goes, and can't help but give a shout out to, and that's the most that's on there. So that's another one about Roxy. I'm just going to go over the post real quickly. This one, hopefully you're still able to see all of them. Thought of the day, a more compelling evidence. I'm convinced, though, at some point in our lives, we will accumulate enough valid evidence for why we should stop trusting our government officials, bosses, coworkers, church, family, and friends. Some of this, by this point, early in the childhood, but later on, regardless of when it happens, it will always create a crossroads in our lives. A decision must be made on whether we will use this revelation as a wall of isolation or a doorway to freedom. So, and he posted this one in 2017. So, way before he did the murders. Let me get to more. And a video is playing. If you heard that, freedom, that was a video playing. Like I said, I have about 50 million tabs open right now. Tabs, if anyone didn't understand that. Okay, so this one again, Kaleo Sky Coleman. What an amazing son. It's so fun to watch Cleo slowly become all that he was created to be. The sound of heaven's dove, one who awakens people to the fact that they are eternally chosen, accepted, and cherished by a loving father, a freedom bringer and joy bringer. So he's boasting about his kids before that he killed them, but he's also saying about how they're chosen from God and to slay. So I mean, when he was posting these things, do you think that he was already planning on doing this? Like how planned do you think this was? Weeks, months, years? In chat, I'm curious how planned that you think this was, or do you think that this was last minute that he planned it? Hi, Lawnmower Man. Aries P. York says generations, because I could see the chat while I'm not putting up a picture. Okay, so Don says yes, but not last minute. Don said he was so deep into this. Yeah, he was far down the rabbit hole. I feel like I'm gonna maybe need to do another live that's more into the Illuminati and everything. And I still haven't even gone into the whole criminal complaint. But Sweet Melissa said if he believed in God, he doesn't go along with the Illuminati. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because he was so religious. He grew up very strong Christian, and like he was always going to church. And then he did the radical beliefs with the Illuminati. Oh, Jenna, she said, please do a part 2. So if I do a part 2 regarding the Illuminati and the QAnon, I'll need to have some more people come up that are more well-versed in it than I am. Oh, Dawn, part 2. Jay says part 2. Okay, and I've been on for about 2 hours. Let me just show a couple more pictures, and then I'll since I don't want to read the whole 10 pages of the complaint, I'll just like show the video that goes over the main parts of it. Yes, we need a part duo. I agree, right? I feel so alone up here. Okay, so let me get back to his Facebook post. So I can't see the screen again. So if anything's going on in chat, I don't know what's going on. But let's see. So here's another one. Hopefully you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, so this was this was the one about while worshiping with friends, but it got cut off on the other part. So here it says, what if we are about to enter the greatest Renaissance period that the world has ever seen? What if we are on the verge of entering into an unparalleled explosion of creativity, art, music, inventions, discoveries? I think it's entrepreneurship, cures, community, and revelations of God's love to the point that our current period will eventually be seen on the dark ages. What if there is a type of great American Renaissance? Following the years of COVID, censorship, and political, I think it says diversities. I can't really read it. It's so blurry on here. That will empower each person's heart to come alive and explode with innovative ideas, new business models, new music sounds, and newer ways to build an amazing community. What if 2020 is just the birth pains of what is on its way in 2021 and beyond? It's almost as if God is praying over us. I pray that your hearts will be flooded with light so that you can understand the confident hope. And then it says the Bible verse. So if your husband or wife was writing these type of things, would you kind of be nervous? So he was 40. He's 41 now. So he may have just turned 40 when it happened. But would you, if your husband or your spouse started writing all these things, like, would you be giving them a side eye. But then again, she was studying this with him, so I guess that's why she wasn't. Dawn says she would be out the door. El Guapo. Yeah, but he wasn't. He doesn't have that excuse. And I doubt you've been violent on that. So. Okay, so let me go. I think there's only a couple more. You could see all these things I was thinking of showing and that I haven't really shown them, but yeah. Okay. Here, let me see. Okay, so this was, again, I told you about a family recently. This was September 13th, 2022, where a family, he kills his daughter and his wife. He blames QAnon. That's another case. Again, feds won't seek death penalty. And here, I'll play this video again for anyone that wasn't here before. This is the gender reveal party for Roxy. So again, it's just so sad. Okay, so let me, again, here's him with the kids in the school. Oh, so this is someone wrote this to Abby. Oh, they said, please don't start with the rumors that Abby knew. I knew the family well. I grew up with Matt. His parents adopted me. There was nothing but love in the household. Matt showed no signs that he was capable of hurting those babies. None. Everyone who knows Matt well is in disbelief and shock. Matt took off with the kids and did not know she did not know where he was. He snapped somehow mentally. She was very concerned and got the police involved. I can tell you with absolute certainty, she never thought in a billion years Matt would ever hurt the children. No one did. She is a victim in this. I hope she never reads these horrible assumptions that she had anything to do with it. She is an amazing person and a loving mother and absolutely devastated. So that's what one person put. Another person put something very different. And these are just people's opinions here. Here, now I'm going up to Idaho stuff and emojis. Hold on. Okay. So this is what someone else said. So they said, here, I'll just let you guys read it because okay, it says, and this is not my opinion. This is people on the internet are saying, based on the wife's text, it sounds like they both agreed to sacrifice their children as a religious gift to some godlike entity. They were heavily religious after all, and sacrifices have been practiced throughout human history to achieve blessings on the physical earth. Don't know QAnon opinions on this. I believe in it to an extent, but I believe in setting food out items for the non-physical world to see, making a sacrifice for them. Does anyone see what I'm saying? Her text, she sounds very loving when referring to her children. It sounds twisted, but America has a very dark religious background. Sounds like these two are religious extremists who have a heavy political views as well, since she said, let's take back Santa Barbara, so SB, meaning Santa Barbara. And she had said she's partnering with him from Santa Barbara. And not sure what she could mean, but it seems political. That's what this person's saying. Perhaps they thought sacrificing their precious children would reap political benefits in California and worldwide as well. So again, that's just someone's opinion there. I'm not saying that's right or anything. Jay says, I guess people who are mentally vulnerable are easily suggestible. Yes. That's what I was saying earlier, that people, I think that they're more easily more influenced to go into cults or something like that. So he said that extreme theories and appealing to their illness creates a fantasy world. Definitely. They all have a plan, Janice says. Aries says, all we could do as humans is hope for the best. Hi, Max Smith. Oh, that looks too confusing for me to read. I'm sorry. And it's to El Guapo, so yes. Awesome. I don't have to read it. No offense to you, but hi. It just looks confusing. Sorry. Okay. In the back. Hi, the citizen. Nora wants to know if you're there, El Guapo. Yes, I agree. Yes, too much math. Okay. So, Don, and I knew you both would laugh at me for that. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else that I would like have. I haven't even showed anything that I wanted to show you. But I've been on here for 2 hours. We'll probably just do a part 2 to this. And let me see. Any turtle watermelon sounds? Dawn, you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, that is an inside joke for people that know what I'm talking about. Okay, the turtle watermelon. I'll have to tell you later. Okay, never mind. It's just gonna be weird. So never mind. Okay, I'm just going back now to about the I'm just going to show right now about the criminal complaint, and then I'm just deciding if I want to sing happy birthday or not, but I probably don't. So, I don't know. I mean, I do want to. Yes, I want to. But I'm probably not going to be able to. Well, so we'll see. Let me right now just get the criminal complaint thing that I want to show. So, hold one moment. I promise next time I will actually figure out the order that I want to show things. Come on, criminal complaint. Where are you? Oh, and Jay, I was gonna call you Matthew. I don't know if you were here when I was saying about the whole shrine that was left, and I didn't read everything about the shrine either. But here, let me get to the criminal complaint. Hold on. Okay, so this is just so I don't have to read 10 more pages to you guys, which I could do, but I won't make you guys do that. So here is the criminal complaint. I hope. Yes. Okay. Can you see this video? And did you hear that? Let's see. Should I remove Candace or have her here for emotional support? Okay, thank you, Jay. Yes, remove her. What if she wakes up? Thank you. All right, I'll press 1. Stupid ad, go away.
Well, Santa Barbara dad has admitted to taking his 2 kids to Mexico, where he killed them and left their bodies. Good evening. I'm Jesse Pagan.
I'm Marcella Lee. Carlo Chiquetto has the week off. Investigators say 40-year-old Matthew Taylor Coleman drove from his home in Santa Barbara with his 2 young kids on a mission to kill them so that they, in his words, would not grow up to be monsters.
News 8's Kirsten Holmes joins us live with what we've learned about the case today. Kirsten?
Hey, I'm here at the San Diego FBI office where in my hand I'm holding the criminal complaint against Matthew Taylor Coleman. This details the gruesome murder of his 2 young children because he says he wanted to save the world after he was enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories that he found on the internet. The complaint says that on Saturday, August 7th, Matthew Taylor Coleman took his 10-month-old and 2-year-old from his home in Santa Barbara, California, to Rosarito, Baja California. The criminal complaint says his wife called police concerned for his safety when he left with their children because he wasn't answering her or other family members who were reaching out to him. But she says she did not believe that she, or their children were in danger. While in Rosarito, the complaint says Coleman murdered his children using a spearfishing gun into their chests. Coleman said he believed his children were going to grow into monsters and that he had to kill them after he was enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories. He says he was also having visions and signs that his wife had serpent DNA and passed that DNA onto his children. The court filing says Coleman believed he was saving the world from monsters. Coleman told investigators that since he didn't have a car seat, he placed his youngest child in a box for the ride to Mexico. And after he had killed them, he discarded the spearfishing gun and bloody clothes near a creek. After investigators used the Find My iPhone app to track him down, he was arrested on Monday, August 9th, around 1 in the afternoon at the San Ysidro port of entry. Border officials noticed he was returning to the country alone without his small children, and they noted blood on his Mercedes Sprinter registration paperwork. The bodies of the 2 toddlers had been found hours earlier that day around 8 a.m. Okay, so I read through this entire criminal complaint a couple of times, and I got to tell you, it is pretty horrific. And this comes just weeks after the children's father, Matthew Coleman, made an Instagram post about how much he loves his family, including those 2 small children that he has confessed to killing. We have this full complaint up on our website if you want to read it at cbs8.com, but I got to warn you, it may not be suitable for all audiences. Back to you.
Now, Kirsten, what is next in this case?
Okay, so I don't really have to go into that part because that's where he has been in. Oh, Candace is gone now. I didn't kick her off. I swear I didn't kick her off. I really didn't. So I don't know what happened. Oh wait, she just messaged me. She said that she's having issues with her phone. So she is awake. Maybe she just woke up. But anyways, so yeah, with this, he's just like I said, he pleaded not guilty and he's in LA right now. So I don't know what is happening. But okay, yeah, no, Candace, that's not acceptable. Let's see. Did you hear about the guy who's on trial for his wife's murder? They have not found her body, but found all this evidence about him hiring a witch doctor to curse her. Wow, I have not heard that. What is the name of the case? I pushed her off the bed. Tad, my man. I'm just kidding. Hi, Tad. You have to give me a rap to chat. Maybe you can make a rap for really quickly for Nora's grandma, and I could for her birthday, and I could rap that to the chat because I'm about to end it. No pressure. All right. Let me see. Aries said wrong movie. All right. Let me no, Austin, she didn't say that. All right. Let me see. I'll see if Ted has something, and then I'm still trying to think. I don't think you guys want to hear me sing happy birthday. Oh my god, and I can't imagine how that would sound on 2 times speed. But anyways, how is your guys' nights going besides this horrible story? But have you guys had okay time in chat tonight? Oh, El Guapo wants me to sing happy birthday. If I do, it's gonna be quiet. Wrap her present. I'm terrible at rapping. I'm so bad at it. I'll just throw things in a bag and just put some tissue paper in it. I'm terrible at wrapping. Are you guys good at wrapping presents? And I'm just going to change the subject now so you guys leave and I don't have to sing. Thank you, Jenna. I'm going to have to rewatch it and see. I feel like it was all over the place. And I like talked a lot in this one. You're amazing at rapping. Just saying. Awesome. Aw, I'm happy. I'm happy, Sarah. Valerie is water. Candace is ice. Oh, now I'm thinking of the song Cold as Ice. That definitely I can't sing. That would be way off key. I don't know if you've heard the song Cold as Ice. Jay is fire. Oh, thank you, Jenna. Okay. Do I want to sing it quietly? Are you even here, Nora's grandma? Thank you, Jay. Oh, you are still here. Okay. Okay, let me see. Maybe can I have like music in the background? You guys are all putting me on the spot. Oh no. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nora's grandma. Happy birthday to you. And many more on channel 4 and something on channel 2 and whatever. And you look like a monkey and you smell like one too. Yay. That's all I know. How was that? I'm probably going to clip that out. It's at the end, so I can clip it out. I probably broke everyone's mirrors and windows, so I apologize. Don't send me the bill. Thank you. Oh, no, I have a horrible voice. But thank you, Jay. You're too kind. Aw, Nora, thank you. Happy birthday, Nora. I hope that you had a great birthday. I don't think it's your birthday anymore. Oh, thanks, Austin. That really made me feel better. That was such a nice compliment, Austin. He said, I've heard way worse. Well, way, way worse, but that was still. Thanks, Austin. That's all I'll say. All right, everyone. Let me see who we have. We have Austin, El Guapo, Jenna, Sweet Melissa, of course, Nora's grandmother, the birthday girl. We have Clemsy Clairvoyance. We had Candace. So thank you, Candace. We have Dawn. I'm so happy you're here, Dawn. Usually it's more like we don't have usually this series of lives. So next live will be not as like serious, Dawn. So it'll be more fun for you next time, I promise. Aries P. York, my dolphin friend. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for being here this whole time. Jenna, I already said that, I think. Sarah, Jay, Tad, you didn't give me a rap, but you'll have to give me a rap for maybe next time that I can rap for everyone. I'm better at rapping than singing. I swear. Okay, I think I have everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry if I missed you. I'm scrolling up as much as I can. Oh, the Citizen. I don't know if you are still here, Max. All right, I think I have everyone. So I hope that you guys all have a really great rest of your night. And we could do a part 2 on like the Illuminati and Q more. That may have to be a members only live possibly. But yeah, we've been on here for 2 hours, over to almost 2.5 hours. And this was both like me talking a lot more than videos. So yes, I am going to go now. So bye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Part 2, Jay says. Awesome. Bye. Good night.